Hello, everybody. Well, whoa, Eileen, don't rock the boat. Eileen, where
I know,
are
we're like
you?
rocking.
I
We
gotta turn
are
my Wi-Fi.
on the cruise. We're on a sea day. And Erica, I have to tell you, can I start this by just saying I am so grateful and so blessed for so many reasons. One, Erica Vassal, we met, oh my gosh, I don't know, 20 something years ago.
Yes,
And we
yes.
met because I was doing an event and then we started working together and I was coaching you and I felt your heart and your spirit. And I just am so grateful that we have found a way to connect throughout the years with different programs that I've shared with you and different times we've been together in Rockville, Maryland, we met. And um,
Yes.
we met up in lunch a couple times, right? I mean, we've just really been able to keep it together, even though we started out in business. So I am so grateful and so blessed to have you in our lives. And right now, I have to tell you, I'm feeling so grateful and blessed that here we're cruising. Here we're able to Zoom on a cruise. I mean, when I started cruising, we couldn't even do something like this or doing what we're ever doing. StreamYard. Sorry, I was StreamYarding.
Yes.
Um, so I'm just feeling so blessed and grateful that I'm leaning up against my pillow in bed because we had to come be in where I could listen and the wind isn't blowing and all that stuff. Um,
Yes.
but I'm just grateful and blessed to be able to say that for over, I don't know, 30, 40 years, it feels like I've been able to work alongside 5 kids, have them grow up, been able to visit with grandchildren, been able to cruise every month. And it's because of a lot of opportunities people have shared. And so our conversation is tips. So I'll start up with tip 1, and then you can do tip 2. We'll give them 5 or
Well,
6
I
tips here.
want to say something before we go into the tips.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You businesswoman,
All
you.
right.
She's like straight to business now. I understand that. Well, wait. First of all, where in the world in the sea are you? Like, which?
We're literally in the ocean. It's a sea day. I love sea days
But
because
where are you
they're
headed, or
so,
where are you leaving?
actually just a 4 days cruise this time, and we're on our way to a private island in the Bahamas, and then we just cruise again, and we're back home 4 days later. So yeah, it's wonderful.
I love it. Well, I'm StreamYarding, whatever. We're streaming. I'm in my house in Jamaica. So I can't believe you're in the middle of the ocean. I'm in the Caribbean and we're both working. And for those of you who are like, well, I can't do this because I can't, stop with the excuses, because you can create your dream life when you work strategically and from the heart. So I do want to say that. But I'm also very grateful that you are in my life. I'm sorry, we got the internet, I bought the router, and it's still not the greatest. So I apologize if it's glitchy, but please bear with us because we've got some good nuggets. And Eileen, I'm forever grateful that you're my business bestie and that you've shared a lot of amazing opportunities. You've taught me a lot, and we have the same philosophy on business. So it was a great, great match. So thank you for being by my side for all of these years. I appreciate you.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome.
Now
So
we can get to business.
now we get into the tips. Although, my first tip has to do with what you just did. I love the fact that you brought it back to you wanted to say something and share how you're feeling, because my first tip is that when you have a service or a business you love, you don't want to talk to someone to get them to have a sale, to have them join. You want to share because you have a feeling that something you have to share could be something they need. That's the key about working from the heart. And I'm just going to share quickly an experience that we had on the cruise. We went to breakfast this morning, and there was this nice couple. We were in our own table, but right in a cruise. I don't know if you've cruised everyone, but you can get your own table for 2, but you've got neighbors right next to you, right?
Yeah.
So they were involved in conversation. And I leaned over to Bob and I said, "Oh, I want to share with these people. They seem so nice. I've got to think of a way." Okay. So my thought was, first, conversational opener. How do I open the conversation to establish something that we would both have in common? So I said, "Excuse me, I'm curious. Have you cruised a lot on the ship? It's amazing how you just feel like it's your own private ship today." And they started talking about how they cruised and how much they loved it. And so then I said, "Oh, we love to cruise too." We talked about the fact that they're from Maryland, yay Ravens, and how Bob was the only one cheering for Chiefs next weekend, and they're cheering for Ravens. So then I said to Bob, we should really share how we really love the fact that we have been able to find this wonderful way to collect Z-Bucks. In fact, we're wearing our Z-Buck shirts, both of us.
Oh,
And so
promotion. Love it.
before I knew it, when they found out it was only $25, and they should message us, right, Erica, these people who are listening, so they can kind of, but
yes.
Again, my goal was to really share, because they could save Z-Bucks and get Z-Bucks and cruise more. They like to cruise. And I started talking about household. And before you know it, I felt like we became good friends. We started talking about the fact that it's so cold in Maryland and she has so many aches. And then I shared about what I found out about essential oils. It was just an amazing way to share. And we have their information. We said we should stay in contact. So tip number 1, passionate about what you have to share. Enjoy sharing, but don't do it to get someone or to have some sale. Do it because there's someone you meet who could need you. And if not, you make a new friend.
That's right.
That's my tip number 1.
Love it. Okay.
Tip number 2.
Number 2, real quick, that we never talked about anything. We just never given tips. So we're doing this on the fly. And what I'm going to say is for tip number 2, this is really my pet peeve, is when people prejudge. So then my tip is, do not prejudge somebody. You would not want someone to do that to you. Treat people the way you want to be treated. And so I work with a lot of entrepreneurs, right? Especially women. And I'll say to them, like, okay, so so-and-so commented on your post. Like, why don't you share some information in Messenger? Oh, no, can't do that with them. Why not? They came to your Facebook wall. No, because in Sunday school when we were 8 years old, now this could be someone who's 60, right? Saying that person did whatever. Like so because they did such and such when they were 8, they will not be interested in skincare or Z-Bucks or oil. I'm like, that's just crazy. So, or I'll say, well, what about this person? What about this person? Or I'll say, hey, does 10% of your friends list even know what you do? Well, they're not really my friends. And I think that people, I guess that's 2 and 3, sorry, is that people see the word friends on Facebook and they think they need to have an intimate relationship with them, so they don't reach out to them. So listen, if the person is listed under friends, that means you're just connected. So don't prejudge your connections, because you may have something that they have been praying for. And because Eileen reached out to the people next to her, she didn't know they could have been praying for a solution for the aches and pains. And there she was, the angel who showed up to help them, because she did not prejudge. So no prejudging was tip 2.
And I have to just sort of like say a little more about your tip. And don't forget, my thought was, wow, they like to cruise. And we know, you and I know, that right now we can share someone how to cruise for a balcony for $8.99 for 2 people on a ship.
Crazy.
It is crazy. And then we're not in a travel club. We're collecting Z-Bucks, and that's how it works. And, so my thought was that, because we're all cruising together. But then when we talked about the fact that the game was going to be played, and was it going to be cold, and how cold they were, and she could never sit there because she has these aches and pains, and I would never hesitate to share something that's helped me with my aches and pains, because that wouldn't be nice. So I think number 3, I'm going to sort of switch our tips 4, whatever it is. We may do 5, 6,
3.
But anyway, whatever. Tip 1 is that when you work from the heart and you feel more like you have that servant soul to, help people, you include everyone. Okay. You include everyone. And so I'm going to say, when was the last time you went back to a Facebook friend? And a friend to me is a Facebook connection. I often will scroll up to the top. Here's the tip. Scroll up to the top of my Facebook friend in Messenger and go, oh my gosh, I've known Erica since 1999 or 2006. Amazing. And I may not remember how I've met everyone. I bet everyone does not remember how they connected to other Facebook friends. I don't hesitate to say, in January, and this is my message, in January, I love to go and say, hi, Erica. I realize that we've been connected since 2003. I'm wondering if you recall how we first connected.
That's a good one, y'all. Write that down. That's a golden nugget.
And my feeling is whether Erica's interested in any of the services I offer, because I do feel, Erica, that most people have additional streams of income now. And it's okay to have additional streams. My battery, honey, is about to die. If you can fix it. We're in
no,
this.
don't lose it.
Yes, it's not going to be the internet. It'll be my battery.
Can we say hi to Bob?
Yes. Say hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob.
So you're on camera. He's fixing.
Hi, Bob.
But I really want you to really right now realize that a Facebook friend is a connection. Someone sitting next to you is a connection. And so don't hesitate to think, what could I say to reach out? What can I say to connect? Okay. And I think that's what you're saying, Erica, is you want to be connecting to people who are new, connecting to people in your past, connecting to people that you talk to every day. And, I'm on this kick about the Z-Bucks. You and I are talking about Z-Bucks. So if I say to someone, has anyone shared Z-Bucks with you? I would hope any of our listeners will message, and Erica, since I'm cruising here, you check them out and help them out with Z-Bucks, because that is something we're passionate about. You and I are so thrilled to be able to have these oils to help with pain. You and I have suffered with pain. Why would? So back to my tip. Reach out, connect, and we all know that there's so many different ways we can help people. And whether you started out as a skincare consultant, a cooking consultant, a restaurant owner, a insurance salesperson, real estate person, whatever it is, you're using tools right now that could help someone you're connected to. And that's why we like to share. So I don't know what tip that is, but anyway.
That was 3. And these are really, we got to save this video for years to come, because this is really good and it's timeless. What's cool about it, it's timeless. So for my tip number 4, I would say shorten your learning curve and get yourself a mentor or a coach. So Eileen or me or whatever, or somebody else, but make sure that person has a proven track record. And so, because when the pandemic hit, all of a sudden people were showing up online. You and I had been online for years, but people were showing up online and they'd have one success and then they'd become a coach and start selling everything, but it wasn't proven. So do yourself a favor and find a mentor or a coach with a proven track record and a proven system to shorten your learning curve. So if you're afraid to go live, if you're not sure how to sell, if you want to learn about affiliate marketing, Eileen's the queen of that, reach out to a coach, interview them, see if it's a good fit, and do something to shorten your learning curve. And don't say, well, I can't get someone to help me because I'm not making enough money. Because the reason you're not making enough money is because you don't have that skill set yet that someone else can teach you. So you will make more money when you invest in getting help for your business. So what do you think about that?
I think that makes a lot of sense. And I think too, it's interesting when you say choose a coach that you can relate to. I also think you are able to choose a coach when you say to yourself, I don't want to be where I am this year at the end of next year, or at the end of this year. Yeah. I think that you have to get to that point where you say that. You and I love mentors. We have mentors. We have people who help us. And I think sometimes people think, that we stop learning, but none of us stop learning. Today I was working back and forth with someone, asking them questions, how to help them, something I'm doing. So I think that it's key to say, I want more in my life. I want to be able to do more in my life. I want to develop more skills in my life. That's when you choose your coach. So, okay, let me share my final tip.
Okay.
My final tip is choose to be consistent. Choose to be consistent. Choose to say, okay, I'm cruising today. I have a whole day, but I'm going to do some work 2 hours in the morning and 2 hours in the afternoon. That enables Bob and I to cruise a lot. But if I just said, I'm not going to work when I'm cruising, I could never cruise as much. You wouldn't be in Jamaica and Maryland and doing the things you're doing if we weren't consistent. That doesn't mean you give up fun. That doesn't mean you give up being with family. It doesn't mean you give up anything important to your life. Faith, is important. That you still make time for it. Your family, everything is important. but you choose to be consistent in a goal achieving type feeling, that I'm not just going to be a goal setter, I'm going to be a goal getter. And that means you're consistent and working daily. It's not that you feel like, oh my gosh, this is my work. When you're an entrepreneur and you have passion, you don't normally separate them. You make time for both, everything important. That's what's key. So that's my last tip for today.
I love it. So when you're an entrepreneur, like a true, real entrepreneur, your world, everything is just wrapped together. So just like Eileen's on a cruise with her hubby, she's still, chatted with the people next to her and made a connection and is probably going to do business, right? So it's just wrapped together, because it doesn't feel like when you worked a 9 to 5 where you're like, oh my gosh, I got to go in traffic. but like that heaviness. No, entrepreneurship is exciting because you can bless others. So I love what you said.
All right. So we want to encourage you to share this with someone who you feel this can be helpful with. Just like we're sharing today with you, you're listening to it. We want to believe that you feel value from this and that you share it with someone else so that they can enjoy our podcast too.
Yeah. So invite them to our group, 2 Women in Biz on Facebook. And we have another invitation, Eileen, don't we? We have a special event Eileen and I are going to do. It's on Zoom. It's not on Facebook. You have to register. The link is below. It's go to howtobiz.online, howtobiz.online, and you can register. And we're going to give you some very important tips on helping you with the money side of your business, making smart choices when it comes to the financial aspect. No, it's not going to be some boring snooze fest. No, this is going to be a lively event where we are going to share amazing tips that's going to help you to save money, make money. Like, this is important. And a lot of times as women, we don't like to hear the word money. It feels yucky, but listen, we are CEOs here, okay? We're entrepreneurs, and we need to have a discussion about money. And Eileen and I have some really amazing tips, so you're not going to want to miss this. So please register howtobiz.online, and it's scrolling below. And invite 5 friends. You'll see it. It's in there. There's a little script and everything for you, because we want you to focus on blessing others. These are conversations that
don't forget there's prizes for the people who do it. 5 people. Don't forget prizes.
Oh, yes. When they register at the top of the form, it lists out all the amazing prizes that you can get. So you got to get to that form so you can see all this fabulous prizes. So you can be on Zoom and talk to Eileen. Who knows where we will be? Where will we be? I'll be back at Maryland. Will you be back? Will you be in Florida then? Who knows?
I will.
Okay. Yes, she'll be on land. I'll be in America.
Until February 18th. Then we have another cruise, because we're able to do these wonderful things. Yep.
And then I leave again and I come back here. So if you want a life like Eileen and I, you need to come to that event.
And don't forget, I'm going to say this. Yeah. You don't have to have a life like Erica and Bob and me right now if you don't want to cruise or you don't want to go to Jamaica.
Right. I meant with choices is what I meant. With choices.
What I want them to do is give themselves the freedom to choose and believe there's something they can do they're not doing.
That's what I meant by it. You don't have to have the same life as us, but we have a lifestyle that we created. This is what our dream is. And so what I meant was create your dream life, because you can have it. If I can do it with 3 brain injuries and all these issues, you can do it. There's no excuses.
Yeah. And don't you think too that I think some people think they're so young, they don't think, oh, they've got young kids, they can never do things like we're doing right now. But you have to do it then so you can do it now. And those people who are retired and thinking, oh, I wish I had done something like this so I can do it now. What we're doing will add streams of income so you can do it now. So you have to plan it early, and you have to be willing to do these things even later in life to have those things.
Yeah. So regardless of your age, you need to come to our event so we can help you. How's that?
All right. I guess we better say goodbye. I think Bob's ready. We have a 1:30 event we're going to.
So okay, go to your event. All right. Goodbye, everyone.